afraid I can tell. We're made to be more than just you. Want to defend, yeah, we're ain't till the end with their backs against the wall. We came to fight. We came to take what was meant to be ours. There's no place to hide. Yeah, it's written all over stars. Nothing will stop us against all the odds.
G'day folks, I'll say welcome to another episode of my 4x4, but it's not really. It's more of a revamp of the changes that Brad's made to his car. There's a full walk around on episode 5 if you like what you see with the changes and you want to go back and compare. And I'm sure Paul will put a link in the below down here somewhere that'll take you back to it. So anyway, everyone will probably know this man here, Mr. Brad, and his Jeep. So let's start from the beginning as to what you've changed since the original walk around way back when.
All right, most of it's actually changed. We'll go with, I've started replacing a lot of bits and pieces. I had some pretty basic cheap gear on the start with, so start at the front. Same bar, same winch. Carbon winch has now been well and truly used. It hadn't been used once at all when we first did the thing. It's been well and truly used because someone behind the camera. That's all right. Upgraded the King spotties to some Supernova hybrids. These have only just fairly recently come out. They've got the little side LEDs. Makes you a nice wide beam. I've kept the same steady light bar. The only other addition has been the 6.6 dB GME antenna. Had a little 4 on there before, but with the tag-alongs and whatnot, I just wasn't quite getting the range, it being either the front or the back to get the whole lot, so upgraded that. The two-way unit's the same. And the only other addition really to the front now is this new snorkel. Or not new, it's been there for a while, the airflow. Been tested many times.
We can vouch for it, it's waterproof.
It is definitely waterproof.
We worked that out on that not very deep crossing, not that
Julimar. Yes, yes.
But anyway, look, without bogging people down, just a real quick one. King's lights, change them out, these ones.
Yep.
Massive difference in price.
Yep.
Are they worth it?
Yes.
There you have it. Without getting too technical, end of the day, yes, they're worth it.
Basically, yeah, they will come with me when the vehicle was sold, so will the winch. But yeah, light and day difference. This light bar used to outshine the King's lights.
Yeah.
Now it complements each other. They're perfect. They're both the same brightness, but yeah, chalk and cheese.
Yeah, beautiful. Okay, well, without any further ado, we might pop around the side and we'll have a look at a couple of the other changes.
No worries at all.
Okie dokie. So now we're at the side of your vehicle. Fire up again. What's
all right.
changed?
A lot. Actually, wheels and tyres we'll start with. The original wheels were the original 18s. Changed them out to some 18x9 Hustler Stealths. Another Gumtree find. Loving Gumtree at the moment. Tyres have also gone up a size. They're now a 275 65 18, so it's about 32 and a half. And gone to a full muddy instead of the hybrid Nittos before. 10-ply construction, nice and strong, and they look cool, basically. Yeah. They just look good.
Yeah, it looks over practicality.
Yeah, that's exactly right. No fuel economy, look good. Suspension has all been completely changed. A lot of people who watch the channel have probably heard the dramas. So now it's running full Dobinsons. The old man Hemi is long gone. Running full Dobinsons, custom made front and rear coils, thanks to the guys at Malaga Suspension. Got Dobinsons to come on board.
Gratuitous plug there, thank you very much,
thanks
Malaga.
Guys. Absolutely. Couldn't get coils heavy enough because only people like me do bar winch with a Hemi. So front and rear are custom, made for this vehicle. And yeah, perfect now. So,
yeah, no, wonderful. Okie doke. Moving along.
Move along. Okay, of course. The livery. Beautiful. Look at that.
Hang on, folks. We're moving along whilst Paul's panning the camera.
Yeah.
We don't want it to bounce around.
We're waiting for the cameraman. Okay,
let's go.
All right, we'll start at the top. Darche Eclipse 180 awning. Replaces the old, I think it was a King's one I think I had up there at the time. Just much easier for a single person setup, but there's a whole, you would have all seen the video on that not long ago. From there, the original roof rails have been removed because I tore them out of the roof because my own fault, overloaded the roof on one of our tag-alongs and destroyed it.
Yeah, and that's just a little different story there, but yeah, people have always heard about the whole roof rack thing. Yep. Don't overload them, folks.
Yep. Yeah, basically don't put fuel and tyre up there. So it's now running a full track mount system from Rhino. I had to sort of work that all out myself. Triple bar system with just a cheap rack, awning, a couple of lights under there, so if I'm too lazy to pull up at camp, I can just switch those on. They're all switched in through the back of the car, so I don't always have to put the awning up to have lights. I just turn it on, set up. We'll move back. The biggest changes on this one are on the inside. We'll get to that shortly when Paul catches up. We will get there. I don't know if that'll show in the shot. No.
That should show the door beautifully blocking that view.
So we'll go to the other camera. So no more back seats anymore. There's only 2 of us going, so back seats are out. It was also, when I had the old suspension, I could move all the weight forward. So that's my lovely travel buddy. Get one of those if you haven't. Get the proper travel buddy. Couple of power sockets down there, USB socket and a cigarette lighter socket. I can run my camp lights and things off that if I need to. Voltmeter, little caddy on the back of the seat, holds various torches and bits and pieces, bit of recovery gear and whatnot, tie down points. The battery itself is actually in under the box right in the center of the car because it's 135 amp hours, so it's 35 odd kilos. So I moved it right forward. So yeah, that's in there.
And another another gratuitous plug, Malaga Suspensions, supporter of the channel. Moving on.
I don't know if I'll show up on the camera. I've got some Molly products in here from the US. Just a window barrier on the inside of that. We might be able to see that a bit better from the back. But that's pretty much it for the side. I do also have full adjustable control arms, upper and lower, and an adjustable track bar in the back. So it's all been completely redone because it sits at about 3 to 3.5 inches of lift, plus the big tyres. So needed to put it all back in alignment because it was doing all sorts of rubbing and nasty things. So.
And you have no dramas whatsoever since you've had your suspension upgrade, your adjustable track bars and so forth, and your new tyres. No trouble at all with rubbing now?
No, a little bit every now and again, but not too bad. Mainly on the front. It does scrub on the front.
Yeah.
That's just a Dremel and about 5 minutes and cutting some more of the inner body away. Back's pretty good now.
It's not cutting body away, it's called weight reduction.
Yeah, and we all need plenty of that.
Hey, I think he's having a crack at me.
So that's about it. So that's it for the side. So we can probably move around to the back now.
Well, actually it's not. I've just got one thing to put in for the changes in the side, and it's something that a lot of people would walk past. The dent, which is wonderful, and the dent, which is wonderful,
my
and
surgery.
smash bar down here, which I think they're fantastic mods, and you can pick them up really cheap in reverse gear.
No, that was actually going forwards, but yeah, that was in reverse, and it took a tail light out. If anyone's seen our Don Tricasto video on the summertime track, they'll actually notice that that's actually all smashed because I did that the night before. And that I mean, you can all see that I missed my calling. I should have been a surgeon. Beautiful, look at that. Hey, anyone needs any doctor work, let me know. Zip ties and gaffer tape. And
you can refer to the Julimar trip coming up very shortly.
Yes.
The Julimar trip that happened a little while ago.
Yes, the last little creek crossing.
Will be dropping very shortly.
I did get through, but yeah. Yeah.
Okay, anyway, back to the serious parts. Okie dokie, now we're towards the back of the vehicle and keep going.
All right, upgraded the wheel carrier to a Wilco, so it's a US brand. It's a swing away, so the last one was a drop down, so it makes life a lot easier because it's permanently living on the vehicle. I can't carry a spare tyre underneath because, you can't see it in shot. There's a 110 litre auxiliary tank under there too, so I've got 180 litres of usable fuel on board.
So around about 500 kilometres range?
Yeah, about that, yeah, downhill on the back of a truck. Yeah, about that. So yeah, recovery point, factor 55 hitch link. I run soft shackles now, so that's actually, and the only difference between that and the other ones, it's actually just slightly rounded on the corners, so it doesn't cut into your soft shackles. Number plate moved. That's pretty much it like that. So it's nice and solid and just swings out. It's got a bit of weight in it. On the back is a front runner table. So that's just nice and simple. If it's just me going camping, my stove sits on that and I've got the tailgate Under there, which you can't quite see, LED light strip switched off behind the fridge. Like that. Probably doesn't show up too well in the
I'm guessing
the light.
The fact that it's in the middle of the day probably rules.
Probably
that
doesn't
effect.
really work too well, but yeah.
There's a light strip up there.
So basically, to set up camper is just me. I can sort of set that up a bit like that with the stove and lights, fridge, all the important stuff. So don't need to take a table. So that's that. Another change in the back was the drawer system. So same CFX 50 Waco as always. Kick-ass fridge slide. Now I bought the kick-ass fridge slide because it's got a cool little table under it. So that's quite good. It's actually quite strong because it comes in handy. You pull all your stuff out of the fridge, you got to hold it. So you stick it on the table, off the camp you go. Drawer system, just a single drawer. I did make this myself, so don't look too closely. Pulls out to that's about 1100. Carries like junk, kitchen stuff.
The junk drawer. It's like the second drawer down in
the junk
your
drawer. Yeah, exactly right. That's all that gear. Oh look, it's gone. So, so that's nice and simple. Tie downs everywhere. They're the panels I was talking about. Just protect the windows when you load it all up.
They're metal panels.
Yeah, they are metal panels. Just screwed straight into the trim. So, they just
No, they add protection. I mean, a lot of the tracks that we go around, you get thrown around a little bit. So if anything isn't tied down properly in the back, it saves a horrible surprise when you bust a window from inside.
That's pretty much it. Yeah. So no, it's nice to have a decent organised storage system, and you can tie everything down. Got spare oils and fuels and whatnot down there. So yeah, no, it comes in very handy. Makes life a lot easier than packing it in and out of crates.
Okie doke. So that's just a really quick run around on the changes that Brad's made. Like I said earlier on in the piece, we did a full walk around in my 4x4 episode 5. So if you want to go back to that, have a good look at it, because that sort of covers everything off in more detail. But that's the girls. Made a lot of changes over the past, 2 years?
Yeah, 12 months.
12 months. Some of us earn far too much money, obviously. Truck driver, what can I say? Yeah. But look, thanks very much, Brad, for showing us some of the updates and some of the upgrades.
Yep,
and again, I reiterate back to a majority of our viewers that subscribe to the channel are new to the game. A lot of those people will go out and they will buy the budget options. And let's face it, we've all bought budget options in the past. Brad started with budget options and he's upgraded a lot of those budget options to something that's a little bit more mid to high range. One thing that he didn't have as a budget option earlier on in the piece was his suspension, but he's upgraded that through necessity, because what a lot of people don't take into consideration is when you change the accessories on your vehicle, you change the weight, does impact your suspension, and particularly 12 months of bashing it around corrugations doesn't do any favours whatsoever. So you can now see some of the non-budget options that Brad's upgraded to, which does come at an expense, but he's done it over a period of time. So thank you very much for the quick update on your vehicle.
No worries at all.
Thank you very much, viewers. If you've made it through this far, do us a favour, like, subscribe, share, pass the message around to everybody. Your support keeps us going and we really do appreciate it. So thank you very much and we'll see you next time.
Thanks, guys.
Yeah, we'll be remembered for this. We came to fight.